Hello and welcome to Mock. You're hearing me, Matthew, and we have another Skylanders Trap Team news update. This is number 11, and this is still leading on from the E3 news. So this is the second half. I've still got all my notes here, so we're going to go through all the stuff. So starting off, this is quite surprising, which we haven't seen since the first and second game. This is the trap puzzles. Now, I'm sorry for the quality of the picture. I had to zoom it in quite a bit. But as you can see, the little green dude's still there, and you've had a bit of a remodel on the lock, but they are back for this game. I don't know about anything else, but I know that the locks are in. I know that the elemental things are in. Apparently there's nothing for giants or swappers, I think. I guarantee for giants, I'm not 100% sure for swap. I know that the swap zones aren't going to be there, but I don't know whether the elemental of having half and half is still going to be in place. If it is, that's pretty cool. But I think they said that they wanted just to have the limelight on these new characters, so that's fine. That is totally fine. But you got the lock puzzle. So this is the inside of the lock puzzle, and it's pretty cool. You can see a bit of an update. It looks more HD. Got these cogs going around. I don't know if they're the same for every single level of this lock puzzle. But if it is, it looks really, really cool. So what we got? We have, right, the actual green goblin sort of thing, or the little ball, has been changed so that when you flick a button to turn it round in previous games, it doesn't do that anymore. He's got a jetpack, which I think is really cool. So not only do the characters upgrade, he upgrades. So that's really, really cool. So he gets a jetpack. You don't have to tilt it like in Giants or Spyro's Adventure. And apparently you can actually do co-op on this, so if you have a second player with you, I think maybe another one comes into it, and you can sort of smash them together, and they have to provide their own way of getting out of the different levels. There's different things. You can see there's some coins here. There's that little cracking of a block up there, which you can smash if you keep hitting it. And you can see the little arrows are pointing to that little red circle. That's just a jump pad to get up to the next thing. So it's not just one square and then you've completed it. You might have to go up levels. Obviously, I don't know when this takes place. I know the chapter, but I don't know, or the chapter name, but I don't know the actual chapter number. So it could be chapter 12, it could be chapter 2. Who knows? But you keep going up. And you can see here you get fire as well, so you've got to try and dodge that. If you hit it, you go back to where he starts, which is that little place which he's on right now. So that's pretty cool. And there's... Oh, sorry. I'm going ahead. I'm sorry. So, you know, you can go through all that. And there's also different bits and bobs there for, like, water. You can, like, get the water and you can put the fire out. So that's pretty cool. So, really good. Like, I'm glad that he's back. You know, it was a pretty fun element. And you don't have to keep spinning it around, which was a little bit annoying. But nothing too much, you know. So, on to the next thing. That's finished with. Right. On to the next thing. Or is it? Yeah. Okay, next thing. So, bang! Here we are. This is going to be the hub world, which is actually going to be called the Skylanders Academy. So what you're seeing right here, it's the best picture I could find. I've had to sort of pause some gameplay and sort of get that picture. But I think you start off with that little bit with the sort of shield with the red ribbons and all that. That bit you start off with, and you also start off with another bit. But what happens is, and I like this, is that every time you complete a level, this is what I'm thinking from what they've said, is that every time you complete a level, it grows. So you might get an extra tower, or you might get a staircase leading up to something, but then you need another level to unlock that bit that it's going to. It sort of goes through and you can see a lot more stuff, which we'll go through now. So here's another one. This is just by, if you see the door underneath that ribbon, you can see the door on this picture, and then this is the trap. Or this is what's... it's like the villain vault. So this is where, if you don't have enough traps, you can then store them in here and then sort them all out. So you can like put your trap on it and be like, oh, this one's in here. Do you want to switch it out with any of these? Obviously, it's going to have to be with a certain element, but that's fair enough. Right, and it's right in the middle, so you're not going to really have to like go searching for anything like that. But you can just manage all your little baddies that you pick up throughout the game. So that's really cool that you got that right there in front of you. Okay, so you'll recognise this. This is Persephone. She's back, so this is going to be our upgrading point, I'm guessing, unless it's another thing, which will come next. But you can see here she's just floating around on a bit of water. She's got her own little area. She's also got this place, which apparently is supposed to be a house. Fair enough. She's got a tree house. It looks really magical, really unique. It's just a magical, crazy world. But it's good to see that Persephone is going to be back. You know, I like the Power Pod. I really like that. I would have actually liked to see Persephone, the other two, and the Power Pod all together. So that would have been really cool. Maybe the Power Pods might come back throughout the levels. That would be really good. I think that would definitely please a lot of people. Right, so moving on from that, we've got this bit. So this is just, you walk through those doors. And then, obviously you can see that there's one side you've got this guy, I don't know what it is, but there's a guy there, another bridge, and then you can go straight forward, which is exactly what we're going to do. It's like having a slideshow of moving forward. So, pretty cool, looks really cool. There's a lot of unique things to this, so thumbs up for this. And you can see this guy is back, Auric is back, so hopefully we're going to get shopping, which I'm positive about. He's got a little safe behind him, his little table, so he's got his own little zone there. Whether he turns up in any of the chapters, I'm not 100% sure, but hopefully he will, because that was pretty cool. You could find exclusive little bits and bobs in different chapters, but he's there, so that's pretty cool. And also, she's back! Callie is back. Obviously we saw her in a swap force very quickly, just on the little screen, and then she went. So this actually gives me a sort of question. Are we going to get heroic challenges back? Seeing as Callie is back, she'll be like, oh, I see you have loads of swappers and all that. Do you want to do a heroic challenge? Yes, please. A lot of people will be. So, as a question mark on that, to be honest. I don't know if she is going to be there to do heroic challenges, or she's just going to be walking around. We'll find out. So, let's move on. Right, you'll recognise this guy probably from Giants. This is the Skystones guy, which is Dreadbeard. Skystones are back, but they're different. This is going to be called Skystones Smash. Right, now, I'll go through this. I've got it on my other page. Here we go. And here's a little screenshot of the gameplay. So, basically, this is what it looks like. And you have 3 different things. So you've got your 3 different counters here, and they've got 3 different counters. You can also see that there's 10 health for each person, and then you've got 3 spaces on each side. And what happens is, each turn, one person puts one of their things in one place. The other person then has to counter that with another one. So, for example, if the bottom one that you can see, which is that little dragony elemental thing with a flower on his head, was the enemies, and he put that up, he'd have 3 health and 2 attack. You would have to better that by having 4 attack, or 3 attack, or 4, or having at least more than 3 health in order to survive or take him out. So, if you had 4 attack on that 3 heart guy, you would take away that stone, because obviously he's only got 3 health, so 4 attack would go to that. Then your 4 attack would turn to a 1, and that 1, because there's nothing there then to block it, would then attack Dreadbeard, or the person that you might find during the chapter. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Now you do have specific, advantages in this game. You can I don't know if you can buy the stones or find them. When you beat them, you get a different stone, but you do get different advantages in forms of like regaining health. So some of them can have like, you know, you can +2 health, or I don't know, +2 attack on a specific character. Different things like that. That is not 100% on which ones they are, but I do know that the regaining health one, or at least adding health to that 10, will be in place. Every round you'll probably start with 10 hearts, so that's pretty cool to know. And if, for example, you're playing and you've knocked one of the opponent's stones out, and you've still got one on your side, that next turn they can then attack. So for example, if it was a 3 and yours was a 4, again, going with this sort of thing, you can attack him and then your guy will stay there, and if he doesn't place another stone there, then you can just attack him straight away. But if he puts a stone there and you get destroyed, you could have put a stone in the middle or at the bottom one, and that'll just full frontal attack him. So, for example, you put that top one on there with 3 attack, he'll go down to 7. So that's how you sort of play that at the moment. So that's really good to know, and I'm looking forward to playing this and seeing what will actually happen during the actual game and all the chapters and all that sort of stuff. So thumbs up for that. Okay, so you might remember this this character. This is from the trailer, and obviously I can work out that it's a female, and it's a magic element. Now, we weren't too sure on the actual image and design. We can obviously see you've got purple hair. She's quite thin, and she's got some sort of spear and something in her hand. Well, this has been made very clear by this picture. This was like an E3 booth sort of thing. It was the posters hanging down, and this thing was here. This is actually going to be that thing. But the only thing is, it hasn't been announced as to the name. But we can see that it's got like lightning on it. It's got some sort of hourglass and the spear. Now it looks to be something like Time Flash or Flash Time, or Time Flash sounds pretty cool. Now I'm thinking maybe that her attacks might be you use the time or the hourglass and it'll stop time, and then you can flash about and attack people. That's what I'm thinking. Obviously you got the spear there, which is ideal for attacking. She's in this blue sort of cosmic suit. She looks really cool, to be honest. I want to see her name. Her face is kind of robotic, which is pretty awesome. But there's that character, so hopefully I'll be updating that in the future as to what her name is and all that sort of stuff. So moving on from that, we've got Torch. Now this is when you place her on the portal, you get this nice graphic. Now I know it's not 100% HD, but I had to try and stop and print screen and plop it on here. But it looks pretty cool. You know, you can see the character there. They sort of spin round and get in a pose, and then they fly up in the portal and all that sort of stuff. So I've been able to actually find some of her moves. Not all of them, but most of them. Now, obviously, that fire bellow thing, obviously it shoots fire. So basically, it's just like a flamethrower, so and it goes all around. Her hair is actually a whip, so you've got some sort of fire whip. And also I've seen that you can actually throw sort of like flaming horseshoes or like molten horseshoes that sort of are really red hot as if they've just come out of an oven. So that's really, really cool. You've got that sort of thing. So she's sort of like a flame metal thingamabob stuff and things. Yeah. So really cool. And I like the little tokens for the elements and the name, sort of bright, stunning white. So really cool. So there is that. Oh god. Right. There's that. So his chopper, obviously you can see this is just on the portal, and you can see that, you know, when you put the flame, the Fire Skylander, you've got the flame on the bottom of the screen, and they're all different. Tech has got them all around, cogs spinning round. There's Chopper. So he can run around as normal. Any other Skylander can run around. This guy can fly. Obviously his little chopper thing will lift him off the ground. He'll have missiles on the side, or rockets. Whether they'll be seeking onto enemies, that might be an upgrade, possibly. And apparently you can charge straight forward with this guy when you've got him flying, and his helicopter blades will sort of expand, and you can just shred all your enemies, which is really cool. And top it all off, he's a dinosaur, so he's gonna have to roar. That is his attack. He sort of roars, but it looks like a burp. So he's really cool. This guy I cannot wait for. And there is his little toy form. So you can see he's almost Robotronic. You know, he's got his little cogs down there, his metal feet. It just looks really, really cool. I cannot wait to get this guy in hand. So, moving on from that, we have Crypt King. So I've found this sort of a thing. It's sort of a ghostly theme when you put him on the portal. Obviously you've got those coin things, his name and his sword. So obviously we know we've already had the little picture of him and his toy form and stuff like that. Now what's been announced is that he can slash with his sword, so he can just do melee attacks with the sword. And he can also possess the sword, which is really cool. So he can sort of use his mind and sort of possess it and make it fly off and attack the enemies. So it's as if you want a far range attack without getting up close and personal sort of thing. And also, to top it all off, his face actually splits in half and he'll shoot out like flies or something like that, or bugs, and then actually seek out the enemies and destroy them. They'll sort of swarm on the enemy and sort of just take them out for you. So that is really, really cool. Really like this character. Cannot wait to get him in hand. So here's Snapshot. A little bit blurry because of all the blue. He's a blue crocodile. There's blue background. You can see the water though splashing up, so that's really cool. So what we know already, he's got a bow and arrow, so or bow, arrow, and it sort of turns into a sword as well. So he's got all those attacks of like springing the bow and arrow or doing the sword and all that sort of stuff. You can sort of charge up his sword and he'll sort of slam it down, which is really cool. So yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking him. He hasn't totally been announced with every single upgrade. Fair enough. I know they probably want to keep it a bit secret, maybe armor or something like that. But we'll see in the future. So on to the next guy. WILDFIRE. So we've definitely got a lot more gameplay for this guy, especially seeing as I've got his motto here, which is bringing the heat. That's his motto. So he's a lion, he's a fire element, and he's got a shield. So obviously he breathes fire, so basically he just goes mad and just goes and breathes it right out of his mouth. So that's really cool. His shield actually attacks, so you can sort of like slam it into the enemies, or you can do combos and all that sort of stuff with it. So that'd be really cool as well. And you've also got, seeing as he's got claws, you've got these sort of like fire claws, what they're calling. Basically, the fire comes out of his fingers or claws, and it sort of turns into sort of like whips or rope, and it sort of brings the enemies closer to him. So that is really cool if they're far away and you just want to get them up to you straight away, and you just like, come here and deal with them. So really cool. There is his artwork there, or his little artwork, yeah, we'll go with that. So he's got the fire in his hand, and he's got his little shield there, which I like how it's a lion. It's really good, rather than just being plain. So yeah, and there's his toy form as well, just a bit of a better sort of picture. You got the fire in the hand, still a massively golden lion, so yeah, pretty damn cool. And there's that claw attack I was on about, sort of like waves of electricity, but it's fire. And you can also see the chompies there, which look a little bit different, but there we go. On to the next guy. So this is WALLOP. As you can see, rocks are flying towards you. He's got his hammers out. They look to be upgraded, to be honest, with spikes, so maybe that is a hint for him to actually have spikes on his hammer, so that's interesting. But you can obviously use his hammers really madly, and he can sort of like slam the ground. And if you use them a lot, like if you just keep dun 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 on the floor, it'll speed up and he'll go really, really quick. You can also throw the hammer, or both of them, and it sort of turns into a boomerang where they sort of come back to him, but you can also just throw them in the air and they just land on the enemy. So that is really cool. So I'm guessing that's probably if you hold the button down, it'll get thrown out. So really cool there. Right, gear shift. So not like a load of gameplay, but more of just an interesting like thing. She's on the portal here. You can see the tech is coming up. She got like the tech ring going around her. She looks really cool, really robotronic. Now apparently she's going to sort of shift her attacks. That's why they're calling her gear shift. She shifts her attacks, so one time she might use that hula hoop thing as an attack, or she'll split it in half and use it as sort of knives or swords. So I'm liking that quite a lot. And there she is in game during one of the levels. I cannot give you the name of the level because I don't know, but she looks really cool. The gear looks really see-through. You can literally just see the land behind us, so that's really cool. So we've also got Rage Mage. Now obviously I've showed you this in the previous one, but I was actually able to find some of his attacks. So he can sort of just jump in the air and just spin around, and that's basically it, a jumping spiral sort of thing. He can leave orbs on the ground, and they're sort of attracted to the enemies. They sort of explode then in their face. But if you leave the orb and then switch back to the Skylander will actually put the orb on his head. He won't literally pick it up, but it'll just go on his head. And apparently it gives them double attack and speed. So that's ideal, you know, you can actually switch this around. Just like with Broccoli Guy, where you can summon the life thing and the healing thing on the floor. You can actually get this guy to give you a thing on your head. So imagine if you did this, got the little orb on your head, and then automatically just switched the trap over to the other guy. That might not work though, I'm just thinking about that, because obviously if you take it off, all the effects are going to go from that guy to contribute to the next guy. So I might be a little bit wrong there. But as for the news for E3, that is it. I've got nothing else. I have got nothing else. You're going to have to wait and see what they bring up next. I'm hoping they'll bring out some more characters, sort of getting closer and closer to the release. I'll keep trying to get some news updates as soon as I get news, but I have some interesting news containing this thing. Basically, on a social media site, there was a competition to win, I think it was 100, and I entered, and all you had to do was just say what his attacks were and all that sort of stuff, and you would win a trap from E3 as an exclusive. So I put it in, and I thought, right, okay. And people entered and entered. I was thinking, oh, might not get it. Then I pushed my luck, and I used a second account on this social media site to write the sort of same message in order to get a second trap. So I've won 2 of these traps. So what am I going to be doing? I am going to be giving out one of these in a competition. Yep, you are going to be able to actually win this. However, I do not have a clue at this moment in time what competition it will be. It may just be a simple thing, or I might get you to answer a question, something like that. But the competition will start next Monday. So you'll be able to, and I'll be giving you all the information out then. And you'll be able to know a little bit more about everything. That's the 23rd of June, 2014. And I don't know how long it'll run. I'll give you all the information when I do the video. But rest assured that one of these will be going to one of my viewers. So there's something to look forward to. Just wanted to give you a little bit of something, just in return for helping me out. But I will give you one bit of advice. If you want this competition, I'd push as hard as you can on this video to get it past, well, I'm going to say 2,500. You can get, if you do that, share it with all your friends, I will guarantee you this competition will go ahead. Share it with your friends, get your family to do it. I don't care how you do it. Just try and get it to over 2,500, and I will do this competition to give one of you one of the traps. Saying that, I'm going to do another competition as well, which will be announced in that video, so make sure. So you've got a load of stuff. You've got this trap, and you'll have something. I'll give you a hint. It's something to do with the game. It's something to do with what you buy for the game. So there we go. That's what I'm going to tell you. But I will see you next Monday when I reveal what's going to happen for this exclusive trap. So just before I sign off, there has been 3 people who've commented on news updates just in general about stuff and all that cool stuff. So that's Skylander Mason, Anthony Bryant, and I'm going to have to spell this out because I can't really exactly say it because it's just a load of numbers except the last bit. IT3XASX Spyro I. That's his name. So shout out to you guys. Thank you for commenting on the videos. If you want a shout out, just comment on the video down below. Anything in general. If you're excited for this competition, because I am. I'm trying to think of stuff already. But guys, that is it for the E3 update. So you can hit that subscribe button below. That will definitely help, especially with these competitions coming up. You can also comment down below whatever you want to do. And rate the video, because that really does help. And I will see you guys next Monday. I would have done it a bit sooner, but I can't, because the week commencing, there's 7 days straight of Pixelmon episodes coming out. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned to the channel, because they will be coming out every single day. I'll see you next Monday for a Skylanders competition. So, I'll see you then. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.